Okay. So everyone believes that Bigfoot and aliens exist. Here is my dad debunking everything that we have ever known.
Well, no, I'm not debunking slash Bigfoot slash aliens. I actually believe that because of the vast numbers involved, there is life on other planets. It's just we have no way physically possible of either seeing them ourselves, communicating with them, and if we did get to meet them, there's absolutely no evidence whatsoever we would be able to communicate in any way. The base knowledge of the universe is mathematics. There's a film called Contact with Jodie Foster, where they transmit prime numbers, which is a universal constant. Well, it doesn't matter if, I mean, all over the planet we've got 1,000 different languages, completely unrelated to each other, but the same thing that happens, everybody knows how to count. They know how to count 1 to 10. Okay, unless they're very, very basic and they're still, flowing their feces at the wall or whatever. But anyway, now with regards to Bigfoot, I think Brian Blessed said it on an episode of QI. There was so much still uncharted countries. I mean, most of Madagascar is still uncharted. And there's lots of South America that still tribes as yet undiscovered by man, and when they are discovered by man, they don't take it and they end up killing the missionaries, that kind of thing. But the famous video of Bigfoot has been debunked a long time ago. The figure standing up on 2 legs. Okay, ignore that. There's a chance it might be a Sasquatch, a Yeti. I think there was several.
Loch Ness monster.
No, Loch Ness monster. We know the Loch Ness monster was eels. Okay, the Loch Ness monster was done. The original, it all premises from a competition in a newspaper where a guy claimed the prize, then it was debunked, and so he made another one that was fake. That's the arm thing sticking out the water.
Oh.
Okay, that's the famous over. It's an established fake. We know it's a fake. They've done DNA samples of the water, and the only thing they found in the Loch Ness is eel DNA. There's no plesiosaurus, there's no ichthyosaurus, there's no whatever saurus is. There's no dinosaurs, there's no massive, beluga whales, bottlenose dolphins, anything that could be mistaken. Is eels, large amounts of eels. Now, we saw these on holiday in Australia. They can swim in large numbers, and they disturb a large area of the surface of the water at the same time. So they can be misconstrued as one giant creature when it is several creatures. Now, ignoring all that, on to aliens. Now, as I was just discussing with my good son, Flat Niner, Crossbow Demon, but because of the sheer numbers of that, I mean, it's going up from the Flat Earth Society. The Flat Earth Society has got a very myopic and very tiny view of the world we stand on. They think that the world isn't big enough that you shouldn't be able to see the curve. You shouldn't be able to see the edge. Now, you can see the edge.
Yeah, when you go to the curvature of the Earth.
When you stand on the edge of the beach and you look out to the horizon, what you see is the line is actually about 20 miles in the space of a visual millimetre. So if you think about the last minute, that's as the curves away from you, there's an area where it flattens out to such a degree that all this is kind of flat, it's at 30 degrees to your face. But as you go out, it gets narrower and narrower. So the last millimetre is about 20 miles worth. And if you look close enough, you can actually see the gap. But anyway, because of this misconception of the size of our planet, you can extend that to the size of the universe. Now, if you think of a pinpoint on top of a bowling ball, okay, that is probably 100,000 times larger than the scale of a human being on the surface of the Earth. Okay, now if you imagine that scaled up, and then you've got the Earth squeezed down to that same size, the pinprick point, and then the bowling ball is about 10 millionth the size of our galaxy. No, sorry, solar system. Squeeze that solar system down to a point, multiply the bowling ball 100 million times, that's probably the galaxy. Squeeze all that down to the pinprick, and the bowling ball, multiply that by a factor of 250,000. So multiply it by itself, by itself, by itself, by itself, 250,000 times. That's the size of the observable universe. Now, the observable universe is not the universe. The observable universe is what we can see.
Oh yeah, I did Science with Barry. There's an app that shows you how large and how small everything is in scale.
Yeah, yeah.
Even the Minecraft world was on quite high.
Yeah, Minecraft is bloody huge. However, the point is that when you think about the observable universe, and another thing to look at is when you look out that far, you are looking back in time, because all you will be able to see is the light that has been travelling towards you since its inception. So you turn the light on here in this front room, and you stand 20 miles away, then you're not going to see this light the exact moment it gets turned on. There'll be a tiny delay because speed light is 12 million miles a minute, so there will be, it'll be almost instantaneous. But if you were to actually measure it from 20, 25, 30 miles away, a tiny, tiny gap. But as I say, like the observable universe, when you look out to a distant star, a very bright star, that might not be a star, that might be a galaxy. But we can't see it with enough clarity with the naked eye. It might be a planet. Now, Jupiter, Venus, sometimes you can see with the naked eye. But the light that you are seeing is very, very old. The light from the sun is 8 minutes old. It takes that long for the light from the sun to get here. So when people say that we're going back to aliens, that we are maybe observed by creatures from another universe, another galaxy. Now we know there's no human standard inhabitable planet within, say, for a ballpark figure, 100,000 light years away, because a light year is a unit of distance. Okay, if you travel at the speed of light, that's how long it would take you to get there. So 100,000 years ago, I do believe men were still bashing each other's heads in with rocks.
Yeah.
So, if some intelligent life, all the way vast out there in space, had a telescope strong enough to look at the surface of the Earth and happened to see Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal man, there would be nothing to venture over here for, because these Neanderthals are beating each other's brains out. Yeah. You could say that there's potential there, okay, but you've still got to get there.
I still don't think there is potential in humans.
No, there's no possible way we will travel outside our own solar system. The furthest we will ever get as human beings is Mars.
Yeah.
Okay, unless we go into the realms of science fiction, which is faster than light travel, which is completely impossible. That is pure science fiction, or wormhole technology. Okay. Which is
I'm pretty sure if you hit the event horizon in a black hole, you'd
be down to a nano atom and you'd die.
But you'd
have to harness the power of a black hole. To do that, you have to recreate a black hole accurately, then harness it, then put it onto a real one.
Yeah.
Okay. Not going to happen. Not in our lifetime. Probably never in the way the humanity's going. Never in humanity's lifetime. But so, with regards to fantastical creatures that are based on Earth, possibly we've been around for long enough, but we still haven't ventured over all the planet, which is a good thing. We don't own this planet; we're borrowing it. Okay,
and we're screwing it up.
We just happen to have been born on it, and it's not our place to destroy it, which is what we're doing very, very well. With regards to aliens and civilizations, I have no doubt whatsoever. The numbers alone have to dictate that there is intelligent life out there somewhere, or just life. An amoeba, a slug sucking on a plant, 250 million light years away, which in the vastness of the universe
is impressive.
No, is a tangible number. 250 million light years. You know, if you were to travel at the speed of light, take 250, we would never get there. They will never get here. We will never know each other exists, but they've got to. Just by the sheer size of the universe, for us to be the only speck of dust, right,
out of everything is
out
impossible.
of the entire universe, to have life on it, to be able to form these thoughts and have these conversations, I don't buy it.
Well, that's Science Explained with my dad. If you would like to hear my dad debunk ghost videos.
Oh, don't get started. This is all my opinion, backed up by sensible facts and logical reasoning. I don't claim to be an expert. This is just things that I think about far too much when I've got nothing else to think about. Good night.